This is my YouTube channel under Buddy Webb. Look under playlist and you'll see tunnels and attics. This is real interesting. Play all.
And there's smoke coming from it. Foot wide and approximately 12 inches deep hole in her front yard. She says that it seems to be some sort of a tunnel and there's smoke coming from it.
Well, what did he say? We got one on the roof. We got two going up.
I got the north end.
You see the suspects or you see two officers going up there? All right, I got officers on the roof, so be careful, guys.
One East 18th, 1501 East 18th, cross Region Crescent and Maple.
Okay.
The complainant's advising she can hear someone walking on her roof.
Yeah, it was an alarm, and I believe it to be a valid alarm because I get a lot of valid alarms. It's just the problem is that the police have been over here more than a couple times, and they won't look, and so I don't see any big reason to call them, and that's kind of where we're at. So I just acknowledge the alarm, and then I document it, and then we just put it back in service. Hello?
I'm sorry, sir, for the trouble. So you don't want a police dispatch?
No, like I said, they've been here more than once, and they won't look. I have that recorded on audio, and so if they're not going to look, it doesn't matter for them to come over. I just document it.
Okay, Mr. Webb, I'm so sorry for your trouble. I'll go ahead and disregard this as long as you don't want to dispatch, and if you do need any records from us, you can just let us know, okay?
Okay, do not file this as a false alarm. It is not a false alarm. This is a valid alarm. It's just I don't want it dispatched because they won't do anything. Like I said, I have evidence of that.
Okay, sir, I will note that in the account.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Webb. You have a good day.
You too. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Cigarette smoke, different families are going to be waiting out front.
316 Jimmy Road. 316 Jimmy Road. Caller stating that he heard someone in the attic. I did.
3341.
At about 3:24, the plumber showed up at my home. At 3:53, and while the plumbers were here, the burglars to climb up in the attic, whether they're illegals or whatever, moved around and set that light off, set the alarms off. Should have seen the look on the plumber's face when the alarms went off. And at 4:08, the plumbers left to say they were here when the burglar set the alarms off. I showed them all the pictures of the police come sneaking in my house that we don't even know who they are. and told them the whole story of the crimes that are happening at this house. This is a camera in my attic that I put up there because I have people breaking into my home, as I've talked about so many times, and I have motion detecting lights that should never go off. At 7:51 this morning, a few minutes ago, motion was detected. This is a different camera. I just wanted to show you here. Last night at 8:08, motion is detected here. There it is. Look at there. That means we got a burglar somewhere over there for a fact.
Complainant saying she can hear someone up in the attic, smell cigarette smoke. To her family, they're going to be waiting out front.
Here, 610 Jeter, cross streets are Rose and Honeysuckle.
624,
625. Looking at the 2010, complainant's going to be a 7-year-old male that he can hear yelling and fighting. His mother's in the attic. He can hear her being assaulted.
Pretty good alarm. Yeah, all the time.
1164, are you 10-4? Yeah, I'm 10-4, check. House check secure ground level.
Welcome to my attic. At great personal risk to myself, I climbed up here because I wanted to show everybody's been following my story, this attic that I've talked so much about, because I understand how crazy it sounds that somebody is coming up a modified wall to stay in an attic, and that's pretty unheard of, except that I've never backed off. I've told you that I've seen the person on camera up here. There's been so much evidence. I had burglar alarms going off, motion detection burglar alarms going off in my attic when I was shot in my house. You come up here and I'll see things that have been moved around or changed. There's just so many stories here, and I'm a very logical person. I've never said that somebody's climbing up a 4-inch wall. I know that. They're climbing up a modified wall where there's just enough space for them to get up here. And as you can tell, there's actually plenty of room up here. I want to show you some of the things that I've talked about, where they broke the pipes, the HVAC cooling heating system, because you wouldn't be able to stay up here in the heat of the summer and the cold of the winter unless you were stealing. And that's what they're doing, is stealing. It's just like that one neighbor said when I first told him, they're getting in my attic. He said, that's what professional burglars do. Well, and in a way he's right, because they literally, they're relentless. I mean, there ain't nothing that gets them to quit. And of course, they've got, I guess, their gang of dirty cops here that nobody can identify, not even the mayor or the city council. Send them pictures. Nobody can identify these dirty cops. And so they don't have no fear of arrest for burglaries, home invasion, theft, murder. It really doesn't matter. And so anyway, I'm going to show you where they broke apart these pipes, or these ductwork. It's the heating cooling system. And I'm going to show you some other things where it's been modified from the original build. And I think that's real important. And so anyways, here we are, and I'm going to take you around and show you. All right, one thing, anywhere you see that duct tape on that pipe right there, that's where I have repaired it. And sometimes I've had to repair it 3 and 4 times where they break it apart, and I'll have to put it back together. And I showed pictures on Facebook on that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn a little bit here. You can see, maybe you can see there's the entrance where I come in. But that one's bolted shut. They're not coming in a normal entrance. So anyway, I'll take you and show you some other stuff. All right. I'm in a different place here. I'm kind of going to show you, it's the way my camera is, to show you the back side of this house. I'm standing up, and you can tell this is a lot of room, you know. I'm sure if you were a homeless person, this would beat the crap out of staying under a bush outside, you know, no doubt about that. And that's been one thought. We got homeless. I more thought it was human trafficking victims. I know it's not the crime ringleaders that have put in, you know, any kind of underground access tunnel pipe or whatever they did under his house, modified the house so people would come up here and stay and steal from the homeowner or murder, you know. And so anyway, what I really want to show you is where I'm standing is I have a raised ceiling. Ceiling goes up in the air in my room, and I'll show you that from downstairs. But when you're in the ceiling, here's what it looks like. Okay, and it's very dangerous up there, especially when you got a partially amputated foot. What I'm trying to show you here is right here. I'm standing on the raised roof, okay, or the raised ceiling of this bedroom, of the master bedroom, and it slants down right here, okay. And you can see that all the way. It slants down, see, because this is the raised ceiling, okay. And then right here's the corner, right here, and okay, and so right there you can see right here. If you look how it slants down. There's a reason I'm showing you this, and it does it over there on that side too. And because on this back side, we're going to see some really strange construction that was done after this house was built. That's one reason I come up here. This is rough what I've gone through just to show you this. Remember I told you about the raised ceiling. And what happens is when this roof comes down, and you can see it, the roof slanting down, somebody cut and put 2x6s right there over my shoulder. You can see it between where this raised ceiling and that the roof is up here on top. Okay, so I'm pointing back over there to it, right there. Okay, and that goes all the way across that one side. This side over here, okay, and I'm going to show you, is somebody has come in here and modified that after this home was built. Because if you look at this 2x6 right there, there is a piece of electrical wire, it's called Romex, piece of Romex that's between the ceiling and that 2x6. Well, that wasn't done when this house was built. That's against electrical code, and it's also a fire hazard. It tells you that the electrical wire was put in before the board was put in, and they covered that section up all the way across and built something in there. And I've never been able to get back in the back of it. But there's a space back in here all the way on this one side of the room, and then 2x6s all the way across. And so something has been done with this section after this home was built. And sometime, you know, like I said, it is extremely dangerous for me to be up here with a half a foot. But sometime that's one place that I want to further explore, and I wanted to show everybody. Proof. I mean, I'm showing you there. They don't, you know, you don't do that. You don't smash up your electrical cord between a board like that. It catch fire, and the original home wasn't built that way. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. All right. I'm fixing to close this attic shell out, and pretty rough up here for me. And I just wanted to show you what I see. And if you look in the house, there wouldn't be no doubt whatsoever. There would be absolutely no doubt. And I told this story before where I had tear gas, but I set off tear gas. But I had these cans and had two, and I drilled a hole, stuck it up there. And it wasn't no quiet sneaking around. Oh, I think I heard a raptor cracking noise. This was panic, man. You know? And I tell you what, since I've lived here, I've heard them. These burglars, that's what I call them, burglars. I've heard them fart, I've heard them snore, I've heard them cough, right? and actually I heard them coughing after I tear gassed them. Heard them giggling. That was a whole nother story in the living room. And I used to come home from work every day, get my gun, come through the house, try to secure my perimeters, because I got people breaking in my home. And I could hear them, but at that time, I didn't think about people in the attic or, building a hidden basement or any of that, I just knew they were coming in my house, and I'm in there in the living room, and I say out loud, you guys would kick my butt in a game of hide and go seek. I heard them giggling, they thinking it's funny. This is a game. This ain't no game. This is life or death is what this is. And so anyways, feel free and share this video, and they're going to get caught sooner or later. As soon as we can get them dirty cops identified and arrested, and they find out the charges that they're facing on accessory to capital attempted murder, then I got a feeling they're going to all of a sudden remember where them tunnels are, remember where that underground basement is. They're going to know who these people were in this house that's committed thousands and thousands and thousands of felonies against me and the last 4 homeowners. Anyway, that's it. I've taken a picture of this before. That's what it looks like to me is that the section of fence has been dug out, and there's a whole row of bricks missing from underneath it, and then concrete was poured on top of the original foundation. And you can see it raised up right there where I'm pointing right there. I know in this one neighbor's yard right here next to me, I was told that there's a pile of red bricks back there. I said, where'd they come from? Said, oh, that fence. And I thought, that fence right there. So that's what it looks like to me. I'm going to get a closer look. Then I'm going to look the other side, and we'll see if we can see anything that makes it look like it was dug up and then replaced over there. See? We're going to go here, and you can see it right there. All right. Ground level doesn't change here. The only thing changes is the base of this. Right there, look at the telephone pole. Looks like it got hit by a backhoe, right? And, okay, we're coming. And then you get down here this end, and it looks right in the middle of the support column, okay? And if you look real close, you see the foundation or that piece of concrete's laid on top of more concrete. And you never do like a stepping on the middle of a support column. So, well, anyways, that's what it looks like here. I'm going to pan around here. This is my house. And I'm shot right on top of right on the other side of my house right there. Back on the other side of the fence here. I haven't done a lot of recording over here. Right here, notice where that manhole is right there. There used to be another one right next to it. Maybe, I don't know where it's at. There was 2 side by side. I got pictures of them. I only see one. Well, there was the second one right there. And the lid was off that one. You see how it's kind of off right there. And it was off for a couple of years. The lid was off of it. I got a story about that. I called a private investigator, and when I had him look at it, all of a sudden it just magically filled up with water. It was the weirdest thing. I'm looking at the curbing, and especially the color of the curbing. This is where we was on the other side. Does it look like that section of concrete had been replaced right in there? Looks different than the rest of the curbing. That's right on the other side of what I showed you, where it looks like it's dug under. That's really why I come over here right there. All right, here, I also wanted to show you here, you can go to Google and look for Carlsbad woman burned down own home over attic noises. This was it actually happened in 2012, and I was talking to a friend of mine on Facebook that is from my hometown, and we were talking about this, and she said, I heard they did find a body, because this lady was asking the EMS that showed up, did you find a body? Did you find a body? Because she was positive that somebody was in her attic. And like I said, then a friend of mine said that she had heard they actually did find a body, and they covered that up. Once again, she was called crazy, and And then I wonder if this right here is just one more instance of this creative way to for human trafficking, child sex trafficking, the fastest crime in America. I've got it posted here on my Facebook. My Facebook's under buddy.web.353. What I wanted to show you here, there's just a couple things. Go to photos, go to albums, and I'm going to close this out. If you will go down and you go to burglar alarms, you're going to see pages and pages and pages and pages of valid burglar alarms from different systems in my attic, and they're not all motion detection. So for the people to go, oh, you know, oh, them are mice or whatever. No, it's not. Some of them are disconnection alarms where they physically unplug the camera. Okay, and you can see them here. I'm documenting when I leave the house, when I come back to the house. And this goes over several years, and it's not even all of them at all. This is just where I took some screenshots, and I wanted to show everybody that. And you can also come to my timeline, and you're going to see a lot here. I want to go to the evidence folder if I can find it quick enough. The reason I want to go over here is because on these cameras, I think the camera in itself is an interesting story because. Here it is. Because what I kept seeing is proof that people were in my house, but there was nothing on my cameras. And I kept calling Samsung over and over and over and over. And then I'm shot inside my house, okay? And, you know, and a person that I believe knows and lived here at the time says, them cameras hurt you more than they help you. And what she meant by that was that they give the illusion that these cameras are working and they're being bypassed. They're being hacked. So the 15th time that I call Samsung up on the phone and I'm telling the guy, I said, look, if I put a glass of water in front of the camera on continuous record, and then 8 hours later, it all of a sudden an empty glass, but nobody walks up to it, then something happened. And he finally got it, and he said, yeah, but that could only happen if somebody has physical access. And I said, they do have physical access. So then he emails me this form on how to get into a hidden secret menu. Freeze alarm, freeze alarm, freeze menu, enter. And you have to press these keys in a certain sequence, and then all of a sudden you get this secret backdoor menu to this system. And I believe that these burglars knew that, and they were using that to turn on and turn off my camera system, because what they could do is stop the recording to the DVR and make it appear that the camera's working when it's not. I believe this is going on, that Samsung sold millions of these, and there's probably no telling how many murders, rapes, robberies, and everything else going on across the country. This is happening, folks. This ought to be a national news story in itself. And so that's the last thing I wanted to say there before I close this out. Please share this story.